Legs, Jesse Winker will be their leadoff batter. He'll play center field again. Joey Votto at first base, batting in the 2 spot. At third base, hitting third, Eugenio Suarez. Yasiel Puig will bat cleanup. He'll be in right field. Hitting fifth and playing second base, Scooter Gennett. Hitting number 6, Phillip Ervin in left field. Jose Iglesias will be at shortstop. He'll bat number 7. The 8-hole batter is pitcher Tyler Mahle. And batting ninth and making his Reds debut tonight behind the plate is Ryan LaVarnway. The Reds are now taking the field. Mahle 2 wins and 10 losses, making his 19th start against the veteran Adam Wainwright, 6-7, making his 18th start. It has been a somewhat lost year, at least up to this point, for Tyler Mahle, Jeff Brantley, and you like to think every time he goes out there with the kind of stuff this kid possesses, he's going to go out and pitch a gem, and they have really been few and far between.
I think that pitching is all about adjustments, depending on what you have for that given day. When you're young, sometimes your feeling of adjusting doesn't quite come as quickly as it should. You look at the guy on the other side, I don't know that there's any more adjustments that you can make than what Adam Wainwright has done. The velocity is down. He's able to cut the ball, use the breaking ball. He's used it bigger, changing speeds. If nothing else, you can learn a whole lot by watching the guy you're pitching against tonight.
5.01 the ERA of Adam Wainwright against the Reds, which is the highest earned run average for this right-hander of the Cardinals against any other ball club. This is the highest.
And I think that the biggest issue there, Marty, was Wainwright has always been a guy that liked to get the ball in the air. Now, there weren't many people driving it when he was back in his day because he was throwing it off that big hook. Now he's kind of gone away from that a little bit, not pitching so much up in the zone, relying more on ground balls, and this Cardinal club's playing good defense.
Well, St. Louis, of course, tried to make a statement, and right now everybody else in this division should feel the same way because the Cubs continue to play and continue to win. They've had a track record over the last few years under Joe Maddon of having second-half surges, and they are in one coming out of the All-Star break. They won today 5-4 over San Diego. They have gone 6-1 through the first 7 games following the All-Star break. So the Reds need a win tonight just to stay 8.5 games back. If they lose, they'll be further back than they have been all season long. Tommy Edman was a star last night. He leads it off again tonight. Our first pitch presented by Belterra Park, Cincinnati on Kellogg Avenue off of I-275. Here's Edman and here's Mahle, and the pitch is taken for a ball, and this game is underway. It's just like we like it. 92 degrees, our game time temperature. And the 1-0 to the left-handed batter is a swing and a miss to draw even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Reds on defense with Votto at first, Scooter Gennett at second, Jose Iglesias at short, and well in on the grass at third.
Wow.
It's Eugenio Suarez, and I mean well in at third base. Now the 1-1 coming, and that one's fouled out of play. Phillip Ervin in left, Jesse Winker in center, Yasiel Puig in right. And as mentioned, Ryan LaVarnway behind the plate, his first appearance in a Reds uniform and his 2019 Major League debut. Tell you more about this journeyman as this game progresses. He hangs aside for the edification of Mahle in the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss, and he elevates that heater and strikes out Edman. And sending him back to the dugout, bat in hand, and bringing up the right fielder, Jose Martinez.
Like that start.
Yeah. Cardinals are doing very well, and even more so when you consider the people that they are playing without. We talked about it last night. Jordan Hicks, they've lost for the year. But right now, without the likes of their leader, in every sense of the word, Yadier Molina, Marcell Ozuna, their power-hitting left fielder, both of them on the injured list. First pitch, a breaking ball that stays outside a ball. But they figure to get Molina back inside of a week and probably see Ozuna return inside of a couple of weeks.
It'll be interesting what they do when they get Matt Carpenter back as well.
That is correct. That pitch in for a strike, 1-1 to count. Cardinals going to play tonight 3 over 500, and they're only 2.5 games behind the Cubs. And in third place in the division, Pittsburgh is 6.5 back, and the Reds are 8 games out of first place. 8.5 now since the Cubbies won this afternoon. That pitch stays off the outside edge to run the count to 2-1 on the 273 batting Martinez, with Paul Goldschmidt waiting on deck. Our plate umpire tonight, Carlos Torres at first, crew chief Angel Hernandez at Hickox at second, and Chris Siegel over at third base. Pitch on the way, and that's a swing and a miss. That pitch diving down and away, and that's what Martinez was doing, trying to make contact, evening out the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hand batter back in the box, covers the plate with his bat. And now the wind up in the pitch. And that misses just outside the high and a full count. Walks have normally not been a problem this season for Malley. Other things have been, but he's averaging about 1 walk every 4 innings. Should top out at over the 100 innings pitch mark tonight. But he's gone the distance here against Martinez, and he strikes him out swinging. Pitch down and outside, and back-to-back punch-outs for this right-hander from Newport Beach, California. You'll go to work now on Paul Goldschmidt.
Now, that's not a pitch that we have seen a whole lot of in that location from Tyler Malley. That's that hard-cutting fastball. He got 2 swing and misses from Martinez in that at-bat alone.
Now Goldschmidt, and last night he had the dubious honor of taking home the Golden Sombrero. That is 4 at-bats and 4 punch-outs. And the pitch to him was swing and a miss on a similar pitch to the 2 that he had Martinez swinging and missing on. Only 4 hits in his last 24 times up. Malley going for the 1-2-3 start. LaVarnway sets up outside, and that pitch is low and away, and it's a ball, a strike. Clean-up batter in the on-deck circle, left fielder Tyler O'Neill. Malley studies, and Malley throws the 1-1, and that misses for ball 2. 24 years old, against the Cardinals 1-2 lifetime with a .597 earned run average. He pitched against them on the 27th of April in Monterrey, Mexico, and lost that actually against them in St. Louis. Here's a pitch taken, and that's a strike. And lost that game 6-3, giving up 7 hits and 5 runs in 5 innings. And now with a 2-2 count is Goldschmidt. The wind, the kick, and the pitch, and a foul straight back.
Got away with one there.
He's given up 18 home runs, which has been a problem at times for him this season. Goldschmidt hanging around as a result of the foul ball. Center fielder Winker really shading him the other way or toward the alley in right center. And that pitch is way high. So for the second time among the 3 batters he's faced here in the opening inning, he's gone full on. He punched out Martinez on a 3-2 pitch down and away, and now has run the string out on Paul Goldschmidt. Here comes the payoff pitch, and he bounces it toward third. That's a fair ball. Bear hand Opie could not come up with it, and Goldschmidt will be on with an infield base hit. Essentially a swing and bunt, big full cut and a slow roller, and Suarez tried to make the most of a difficult situation by barehanding and throwing. The only problem was he left it in the dirt. And they've got a man on with 2 down, bringing up Tyler O'Neill.
Hit that ball right off the end of the bat.
Here's O'Neill, who, since the All-Star break, is very, very impressive. He comes into this game tonight with a 6-game hitting streak. And since the break, a .500 batting average. So he's been very, very tough to get out. He swings and misses on a pitch up and in.
The think when you have a guy like O'Neill that's hitting the way you mentioned, he's not walking. He is swinging at anything close. If that's the case, you've got to be on the edges.
That pitch stays away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Goldschmidt leading at first base, 2 away here in the top of the first inning. And that pitch cuts the heart of the plate and enables Malley to get ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. On deck is Dexter Fowler. Now the pitch, and he lays off of that one. The only wins Malley has had this year, he beat the Dodgers here 4-0. Pitched 6 innings of shutout ball. That game was back on the 18th of May, and then beat the Nationals here 2 starts later. And now a 3-2 count. So what he's doing is what we've seen all too frequently this year, and that is building up a high pitch count early.
And it's not as though he's missing all over the place. It's just that when we've seen LaVarn Way set up inside, he throws it outside. Everything is away from the right-handed batters right now.
That one is headed toward right field. Moving toward right center, drawing a beat and making the catch is Yasiel Puig. The Cardinals get a hit.
Catch Gary Jeff Walker tomorrow morning at 5:30 on News Radio 700 WLW.
On behalf of Major League Baseball, we salute all of Cooperstown, New York on its Hall of Fame weekend and offer congratulations to this year's award winners and to the 2019 National Baseball Hall of Fame inductees and their families. That big weekend officially underway in Cooperstown. We hope they have good weather. Sometimes it is oppressively hot for induction weekend. Hopefully that will not be the case this year, but I got to believe it's going to be a little bit more.
I would concur.
Yep. Jesse Winker takes ball 1 from 37-year-old Adam Wainwright. Native of Brunswick, Georgia, the pitch, and that's a swing and a foul. This guy was originally a property of the Atlanta Braves, but then came over to the Cardinals in December of 2003, along with right-hander Jason Marquis and left-hander Ray King. And in return, J.D. Drew and Eli Marrero went from St. Louis to Atlanta. And it has been a fortuitous trade by anybody's measuring stick as far as the Cardinal organization is concerned. Call strike. A 2-time 20-game winner. 2 times he's won 19 games and missed an entire season when he underwent Tommy John surgery back in 2011.
I think for the longest time, there were a lot of folks wondering, how did the Braves let this guy go?
That's the truth. He goes away to strike out Winker. And now we'll be confronted by first baseman Joey Votto with 1 out. Reds on Radio and Cincinnati USA Regional Tourism Network welcome Reds on Radio affiliate WTCW AM 920 and 95.1 FM from Whitesburg, Kentucky tonight. For endless things to do all year long, stay close to CincinnatiUSA.com. Votto settling in with 1 out, batting .257. Right now, only 2 hits in his last 17 times up. That is recently, but over the last 42 games, batting .308. That pitch is a strike.
That is some kind of confidence to just flip that breaking ball up there. But this is Adam Wainwright. We talked about him just reinventing himself. He changes speeds on every pitch he throws.
Even on Votto at 1 ball, 1 strike. He just dialed us up. The scoreless top of the first inning by the Cardinals. Going out deep into the Reds half. And Wainwright, 1-1 to Votto, and that one is in the air and hit down the left field line. That ball carries well foul and out of play.
In just those 3 pitches to Votto, a slow curveball at 72 away for a strike, slider in, at 81, and then that high fastball up and away at 90.
Right, a long look in for the sign from young Andrew Kisner, and the pitch. And that misses a little bit high and away. It's a 2-2 count. Three-time All-Star, appeared in 2 World Series. He has pretty much done it all, and throwing a couple of Gold Glove winning season in 2009 and 2013. And that curveball misses, and he's gone full on Votto. He's also proven that he's no slouch at the plate throughout his big league career. Possessor of 10 major league home runs, probably not nearly the threat now that he was at one time, but still, you don't take him for granted. Votto swings and lines it into left center. That's a hit. Quickly over to back, come up with the ball and get it back to the infield is Fowler. So Votto went down and got that pitch and drove it into the gap in left center. He's aboard, and the batter will be Eugenio Suarez with one out. This guy has made a habit of hitting home runs in the first inning. In fact, he's done it 9 times this season, which is number 1 in Major League Baseball. And, of course, he hit it here last night in the first inning. He did it twice in the series at Wrigley Field in Chicago prior to this series beginning.
Probably even more important with a guy like Wainwright on the mound to try to get ahead early.
Wainwright's ahead because he throws a fastball on the outside corner, and Suarez takes it for a strike. 24 home runs, 60 runs batted in. Now the pitch. Half swing foul back, and it's 0-2. There's no more need to eat out when you can enjoy the ultimate appetizer from home with JTM's new Craft House Creations beer, cheese, and pretzel bites. Find his favorite game day snack in your grocer's freezer. JTM, let's create great dishes together. 0-2 the count. Foul ball again. Yasiel Puig takes a shot at it in the on-deck circle. Suarez back in the box to continue this first inning visit with the St. Louis right-hander. And now the pitch, and that one is taken for strike 3, and there's 2 out in the inning. Work the inner part of the plate, and although Suarez not happy at all about the call by plate umpire Carlos Torres, and now the conversation ends, and Suarez goes back to the dugout. One strike.
Looked pretty good to me.
Me too.
It was a cutter, and he started it in, got it over the plate. May have been talking about the first pitch of the at-bat.
The one away.
Yes.
So 2 out in the inning, and here's Puig. Without any question, the hottest hitter on this ball club, and has been for about a month now. He starts around, and that's a strike. Batting average of .261, second on the club with 22 home runs, and second with 57 runs batted in. And a wave at that pitch to fall behind in the count 0-2. And if Adam Wainwright's going to make a habit of getting out ahead in the count early, this could be a long night for the Reds offense.
That's called successful pitching.
Yep. The pitch. Just high for a ball. They'll do it again at 7:10 tomorrow night, and it'll be Luis Castillo against right-hander Miles Michaelis. Wind up coming in the day game on Sunday afternoon. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2 the count. Wainwright steps back on as Kisner runs through the signs. Votto no threat to run over at first base, although Goldschmidt right on the bag to try and cut down on the lead, and that one's fouled back. Reds will go away after the Sunday game here, but only for 3 days. They'll play Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday afternoon in Milwaukee. And a 3-2 count, and then come back home to take on the Colorado Rockies and the Pittsburgh Pirates in a 6-game homestand. So a 3-2 count with 2 out. Votto will be on the move. And Wainwright with a payoff pitch to the Reds right fielder. And he fouls it straight back. Votto broke for second and stopped. I don't know what the heck he was doing. There are 2 outs in the inning. Puig tried to extend it for second baseman Scooter Gennett. And the pitch. And it's a swing and a foul ball that will be out of play to the right side. So Wainwright right now with 22 pitches here in the first inning.
A lot of those have been to this guy.
Yeah. He struck out Winker. He gave up a base hit to Votto. He struck out Suarez. And the battle continues with the count holding at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pause at the belt. Onto the plate. Swung on. Fly ball. Tattooed back into right field, but it'll be caught. And the inning is over. Well, we had interesting get-togethers down on the field during the last couple of minutes that have resulted in Eugenio Suarez being thrown out of the game and manager David Bell following very, very shortly thereafter. So the Reds have lost their biggest power potential at third base over obviously some grave disagreements about ball and strike calls on the part of plate umpire Carlos Torres. And Reds manager David Bell is gone, but somebody who isn't, and that is from the Cincinnati Enquirer, Bobby Knight. Bob.
Still here, happy to be here.
God bless you, son. God bless you. Well, we're trying to figure out how many times that is that Bell's been thrown out. 7 or 8 times. 7 times, most of the season, by a manager in Reds history. 7 times. Whatever you thought of Lou Piniella, and nobody was a bigger fan than I was, David Bell has exceeded whatever Lou did in terms of getting pitched out. But I might add that David was extremely tardy in getting out there because he didn't get out of the dugout until after Torres had thrown Suarez out of the game. And he's gone too. So we will move to the top of the second inning. Jose Peraza has come off the bench to play third base. And against Tyler Mahle, it'll be the left-handed batting Dexter Fowler in this 0-0 game at the end of 1 inning. And the wind-up in the pitch, and that one's taken on the outside of strike. It has been no secret that Scooter Gennett has really had a tough time since coming back. You had a chance to visit with him about that?
Yeah, I was surprised kind of how confident he was that he'll kind of snap out of it. Obviously, you know, it's the beginning of his season. So many of the Reds players struggled at the beginning of theirs. He said the main thing is he doesn't want to overreact to just 30 at-bats. He's had 34 with 5 hits. He doesn't want to overreact. He made a simple change, just he thought he was kind of overcompensating for his groin a little bit and wasn't putting enough power on his back leg. But since then, he said, you know, he hasn't had terrible luck. It's just he hasn't hit the ball very well. But he kind of trusts himself that he's a 300-type hitter, and kind of what he did last year, he thinks it'll just kind of work itself out as he sees more pitchers.
2-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back. Well, when you look at what he's done the last 2 years since becoming a member of this ball club, there's no reason to believe that he is not anything but optimistic and confident that sooner or later this thing's going to straighten out.
Yeah, he said the one thing mentally he changed is in the past he was always like, I only get myself out, a pitcher never can get me out. And now he said he's tipping his cap a little bit more to pitchers. You saw it like with Yu Darvish when he pitched Wednesday, how well he pitched. Scooter said he just had to tip his cap, and he faced Craig Kimbrell was the reliever he faced that game. So he said that's the one mental thing, but I was just surprised how confident he felt just because he's so new to the season.
Mahle makes a great pitch on the 3-2 to Fowler to strike him out, a pitch down and in. That's 3 punch-outs now among the first 5 batters that Mahle's faced. He'll go to work on second baseman Colton Wong.
And obviously, Scooter will be a free agent at the end of the year, so, there's extra pressure to put up big numbers.
Well, you wonder whether or not that's preying on his mind a bit. I'm sure he felt prior to the groin injury that he suffered out in Arizona in spring training that this could be a year in which he was really going to cash in by the time the season ended based on the expectation that he was going to have a great year, and obviously that hasn't panned out.
Yeah, and, bad news for him is just second basemen are just so devalued these days. You saw it this offseason, like DJ LeMahieu signed a small contract, and now he's putting up MVP-level numbers.
Yeah.
It's just hard to get a second baseman contract.
1 ball and 1 strike on the left-handed batting Colton Wong with 1 out. We're chatting with Bobby Nightingale from the Cincinnati Enquirer. So now Amir Garrett rehabbing tonight, correct?
Correct. At Louisville. I think they're in Pawtucket.
And the expectation is that all goes well and he'll be back in the bullpen probably by Sunday?
Sunday, yep. And then Alex Wood, I think he threw a bullpen today. It's either today or tomorrow, and then he'll rehab at AA Chattanooga on Monday. Throw 85 to 90 pitches, so you'd think if all goes well there, after that, his next start would be in a Reds uniform.
You would certainly expect that. And now a 2-2 count on the left-handed batting Wong with Paul DeJong waiting on deck.
Yeah, once you throw 85, 90 pitches, what else do you have to do?
Absolutely.
The only problem with that is he threw 50 pitches in the bullpen after he got pulled out in that rain delay last start.
Here's a line drive into left. That's a hit.
Pitches in the bullpen, I don't care how you simulate it, it's not the same as being in the game.
Just for the record, the appearance by Jose Peraza at third base is his first ever in the major leagues as a result of Eugenio Suarez being thrown out of the game. So a 1-out base runner, and now the shortstop DeJong, who had a 2-run home run here last night to enable the Cardinals to start the road back in the 5th inning.
I don't think I've ever seen Suarez thrown out of a game. Maybe he has, I just don't remember it.
Nope. He's about as mild-mannered a guy as there is on this club.
Not happy with the home plate umpire, Carlos Torres.
And you made a very valid point. He was probably speaking Spanish to Carlos Torres.
He understood exactly what he said.
Well, he didn't hesitate in running.
Yeah.
So apparently he got his point across, Suarez, and the downside is he's watching it from the clubhouse on television at the moment. 1 ball and no strikes on DeJong. And Derek Dietrich is fine?
Yeah, I think he pinch hit yesterday, and just him and Senzel kind of both in that camp where they're available to pinch hit, and they don't want to rush him back into anything, but x-rays were negative for Dietrich, MRI was good for Senzel, so good news for both of those guys.
2-0 the count on DeJong. Generally speaking, this club right now is not in the best possible place they can be.
Yeah, not at all. Especially when you look at the trade deadlines coming up. You're playing against divisional teams. The Cardinals right now, the Brewers is the next series. Tough timing for sure, but I asked kind of Scooter about that. Just, awful timing for him, but he said, look at the Yankees. They had 90% of their lineup was hurt at the beginning of the season, and they remained in first place. And you saw those guys that kind of had that next man up mentality. So that's kind of what they're going to have to try to do here.
But they did not. The Yankees didn't have a trade deadline confronting them when the season
That's true.
opened.
Yeah.
And that obviously evokes major decisions on the part of baseball management. Dick Williams came out, 2 weeks ago and rather emphatically said we're going to be buyers at the trade deadline. And you only hope that what's happening with this club right now doesn't mean he's going to have to eat his words when the deadline comes up.
Yeah, and I think that he should have at least made it more clear that they were going to buy for 2020 type guys that were under control for another year, because even when he was talking about buying, they were still 5 games out of first place. They still had a long way to climb.
Yeah.
And now they have the second worst record in the league.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Happened fast.
Right now. It's a 2-2 count on DeJong. And the pitch, and the swing and the ground ball slap to shortstop. They go to second, they go to first, and that ends the inning. Nicely turned. 6-4-3, a double play to wrap up inning number 2. Always nice to see our good friend Jim Day. He is a man much in demand these days. He enlightens us when we have dinner in the press dining room. He makes us laugh. He's knowledgeable. He's friendly. If you've not heard his podcast, I agree with a growing number of people who say it might be the best podcast of a baseball nature that is available to the listening public today. If you haven't not heard it yet, by all means, do yourself a favor. Swinging a foul ball by Jeanette. How do you access it? Reds.com/Jim Day. Apple what podcast? It's really good. It's really good. His plan soon is to do one with himself. Here's a swing and a foul ball. The count's 0-2. That'd really be good.
Oh, my Lord.
Something's wrong with you, people.
Oh, my goodness. You're killing me.
You should be in a celebratory mood tonight.
I'm in
now.
a celebratory mood, believe me.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that's a ball because one of your all-time favorite Reds is celebrating a birthday on this July the 19th. Born in Houston, Texas on this date.
Yeah.
Left-hander David Holmberg.
Hamburglar.
Swing and a miss. And Jeanette's out on strikes. That's a third punch out for Wainwright, and he'll deal now with left fielder Phillip Ervin.
You're starting to see a little bit more frustration among guys, not just Eugenio Suarez, but you could see Jeanette was a little frustrated because you're seeing the ball well out of the hand of Wainwright, but yet you're not able to hit it.
Here's Ervin now. First pitch, a strike, will forevermore be remembered as a young man who had 6 hits in a game in Colorado last week. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's down and away a ball, missing only a home run that would have enabled him also to hit for the cycle. Reds had a hit from Votto in the first inning. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on the right-handed batting Ervin. And that's up and in ball 2.
It is time for our Cincinnati Bell trivia question of the game.
Back to the wall time now, Bubba.
Text the word vote along with your answer of A, B, or C to 66128 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, $25 Skyline Chili gift card, $25 Dunkin' Donuts gift card, and a free haircut from Great Clips. All brought to you by Cincinnati Bell, connecting what matters.
2-2 count now on Ervin with 1 out.
These two were christened the Gold Dust Twins, Raleigh Eastwick and Will McEnany.
Indeed.
They were the 2 young relievers who emerged as critical components to the great Big Red Machine bullpens of 75 and 76. Which one of them also pitched for the Cardinals during his career?
Payoff pitch on the way, and that swung on and lifted foul and out of play down the right field line.
There are only 2 guys, but you have 3 choices. A, Raleigh Eastwick pitched for both Reds and Cardinals. B, Will McEnany pitched for both Reds and Cardinals. Or C, they both did.
That stinks. Here's a high fly ball headed to right field. Martinez camping and makes a catch, 2 out. I'm going to say C.
You're going to say that they both pitched for the Cardinals.
I am.
How sure are you of that?
Well, that's a personal question, isn't it?
Well, you picked C, and you bounced all over the place yesterday.
Well,
the final answer was C.
Was C. I know it.
So you're betting that C is 2 days in a row?
I'm not 100% certain that's the
Okay.
right answer. If I had to go back and pick one of the 2 guys that I felt more sure about having pitched for the Cardinals, I would probably pick McEnany. Ball strike.
So does that mean that you would like to change
No,
your answer?
I'm going to stick with C right now.
Well, just think about it.
I am. Thank you. Feel good about it. You allowing me to think about it.
We'll come back to it.
Foul ball, 0-2. Iglesias at the plate. This pressure is overwhelming me with these questions. If I miss it, then I will be really relaxed tomorrow night. I'll be asking you, and I feel better about that. Foul ball.
I'm pretty relaxed right now asking.
I know you are.
I don't want to be under the gun.
No balls, 2 strikes, and holding on the .285 batting Iglesias. The right-hander checking in for the sign and turning it loose, and he swings and fouls.
I know it's only the second inning, but this is the best I've seen Wainwright pitch in probably 2 years.
Really?
Yes. Arm speed is good. Everything looks like it's coming out of the same slot. He's throwing breaking balls on both sides of the plate. That little slow curveball, both down and up.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here in the inning, Jeanette has struck out and Irvin has flied out. 2-2.
The only issue for Wainwright right now is that this will be his 41st pitch. And you can't go 20 pitches an inning. You're not going to get very far.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Iglesias climbs back in. The right-hander wheeling and dealing, and a swing and a miss. That's a punch out. And the inning is over, and the beat rolls on.
Scoreless baseball here early in this one as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Tyler Mahle allowed a hit in both of his first 2 innings, but not a run. He'll get Andrew Kisner, who is catching Adam Wainwright tonight, then Wainwright in the 9th spot, and then we go back to the top of the order, and Tommy Edman. 8-9-1 up for the Cardinals. And Mahle so far has kept the ball out of the center of the plate. 3 strikeouts for Mahle thus far. The majority of those have come right on the outside corner with a cut fastball here tonight that seems to be doing quite well for the Reds right-hander. So we'll get a look at Andrew Kisner, Knizner. Right-handed batter. And Mahle will go to work. Mahle, quick step back to the plate, and he hits the outside corner, strike 1. Mahle has been down and away and really hitting his spot for the most part of this ball game early. We'll see if the Cardinals adjust to that the second time around. There's a breaking ball up the middle. Quickly to it is Iglesias on in time. 1 down. It just seems like every time a ball is hit anywhere near Jose Iglesias, he is on it and the ball is out of his hand in a hurry. So Adam Wainwright will step to the plate, and he is one big fella. 6'7". Right-handed batter. There were times where he could hit the ball with some serious authority. Not quite there anymore. There's a fastball for a strike right on the outside corner again from Mahle. And again, Lavarnway sits down and away, and this time a breaking ball off the outside edge evens the count of the ball and a strike. Mahle working with a different catcher tonight, but so is Wainwright. And this ball popped up foul in the seats down the right field line, and that's out of play. No Yadier Molina. Matt Wieters, the backup catcher for the Cardinals, not catching tonight. The Reds have lost both of their catchers, both Tucker Barnhart and Kirk Casale. Mahle turns it loose, and it's fouled straight back. Fastball right in on the hands of Adam Wainwright. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Mahle drops the hands below the belt, and a tapper foul, a breaking ball of the curveball variety over the outside corner, and Wainwright with a last-second swing able to foul it all. There have not been really any quick innings or low pitch count innings for either pitcher thus far tonight. There's strike 3 call right on the outside corner. 2 down. Fourth strikeout for Tyler Malley. And he has stayed right on the outside edge at least through the first 9 batters of this ball game. And now Tommy Edman will step to the plate. He was a strikeout victim the first go-round. Edman has really played third base the majority of the time, with Matt Carpenter being out on the injured list. Had the grand slam in last night's ball game. And he takes a strike, and that's on the outside corner. 0-1 for Tyler Malley. Peraza in at third. If you just joined us, Eugenio Suarez was ejected from the ball game after the first inning. A disagreement with home plate umpire Carlos Torres, and as David Bell came out, he was soon to follow in the ejection department as well. So Peraza playing third for the first time in his career as that fastball misses up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Now to Tommy Edman. Lavarnway down on one knee, setting off the plate away, and that pitch misses down and in. And it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count here to the Cardinal leadoff batter. Malley has really not had any 3-1 counts. He's gone full on a few batters, but most of those he's been ahead in the count. Here's a fly ball into center field. Winker is set underneath it. He'll make the catch, and that's a 3-up, 3-down third for Tyler Malley.
Innings after the game? You bet, pal. On News Radio 700 WLW.
8-9-1 due up for the Reds here in the bottom of the third inning as we pause for identification here on the Reds Radio Network.
Excessive heat warning for the Cincinnati area until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Heat index values as high as 107 expected tomorrow. More details after the game on the home of the Reds, News Radio 700 WLW Cincinnati.
Reds hit the pitcher in the 8th spot. That will be Tyler Malley, then the catcher Ryan Lavarnway, and back to the top of the order, Jesse Winker. Against the right-hander, the veteran Adam Wainwright. Wainwright goes to work, misses off the outside corner with a fastball, 1-0. Wainwright working quickly, bullet through the left side of the infield, and Tyler Malley has himself a base hit. That ball was absolutely stung past the diving Tommy Edman, and Malley will lead things off for the Reds here in the third. Edman was the game's 15th out, brought to you by Geico. Saving you money on car insurance has been Geico's home run for over 75 years. Get a quote today with a proud partner of Major League Baseball at Geico.com. Geico, so easy, a caveman can do it. Lavarnway playing his first ball game in a Reds uniform, and he'll take his first at bat right here, right now. Malley on first, and a line drive into the left center field gap, and that's going all the way to the track. And Malley's coming all the way around third, and he will score 1-0 Reds. Pitcher with a bullet. New catcher with a bullet. A double for Lavarnway, and the Reds on top. I'll be honest with you, that's the least likely scenario to put a run on the board at any point in time in this lineup. But you'll take it any way you can get it. And now we go back to the top of the order. Here's Jesse Winker. The Reds' first run of the night delivered those first runs of the game. The first run was delivered to you by Integrity Express Logistics, your hometown logistics professionals. Visit IELfreight.com. There you go. First pitch off the plate here to Winker. 1 ball and no strikes to the Reds center fielder. With Senzel out at least a couple of ball games, Winker has been in the center field spot. And he takes a backdoor breaking ball, and that misses just off the corner. And now the veteran right-hander Adam Wainwright with quite the steer back into home plate umpire Carlos Torres. 2 ball, no strike count. Wainwright turns it loose, and he misses down and in, and it's 3-0. Really not seen Wainwright behind in the count at all in this ball game. And he's fallen behind Winker 3-0. Wainwright with a big, deep breath as he settles back in on the mound. He will come to the belt. He looks at LaVarn Way once at second, turns it loose, and that'll hit the outside corner, and that's a strike. Fastball down and away on the 3-0 pitch to Winker. Wainwright back to the set, and to the plate he comes. Breaking ball pulled foul down the first base line. That was the pitch he struck Winker out on in the first at bat, and he comes back with it on 3-1. I think you pretty much have to be prepared for any pitch at any time with Wainwright on the mound. Full count pitch coming. Kisner sets away the pitch, and that's a line drive into left field, but it's right at Tyler O'Neill. 1 down. Winker hit it hard, but it was right at the Cardinal left fielder. That'll bring Joey Votto to the plate. Votto with the first Reds hit of the ball game. He hit the ball into left center field on a line. If he could do that here, he's got a chance to put a second Reds run on the board. Couple of veterans going at it right here. Votto and Wainwright. And a check swing breaking ball tapped off to the first base side, 0-1. That pitch looked like it surprised Votto there. Got a cutter right in on the hands of the Reds first baseman. He'll step back in. Wainwright keeping an eye on the runner at second, probably more habit than anything else. And here is a broken bat ground ball to the right side of the infield. Votto does not leave the batter's box. I'm not sure what Carlos Torres called there. Evidently the ball, he's saying that the ball hit Votto as half of that bat went flying towards the outside of the infield over the head of Paul Goldschmidt. And out quickly is Mike Schilt, the Cardinals manager. For a bit of clarification, I guess, probably more than anything else, but Votto is going to get another swing of the bat. And now in comes crew chief Angel Hernandez. I guess he wants a little bit of clarification as well. It's going to be ruled a foul ball, and Votto will step back in. So we'll start it all over. No ball, 2-strike count. Votto has a new bat. Wainwright with a new baseball. Lavarnway will take his lead at second base. Playing right behind him, Paul DeYoung. And an 0-2 here from Wainwright. The pitch. And that one fouled to the left side, out of play. Very rarely see a ball in on the hands of Votto like that. Had to have a lot of cut to it. And it had to start over the plate, because if you follow the Reds at all, you know Votto is not swinging unless it starts on the plate. Another 0-2 pitch. And that's going to miss down and away. And that was a changeup from Wainwright. We have not seen many of those here thus far in the ball game. 1 ball, 2-strike count. Wainwright pitches away to go in, and vice versa. He'll come in so he can set up a pitch away. And he goes down and away here, and Votto fouls that one off the end of the bat. Wainwright not nearly the velocity that he had in his younger days, but boy, can he manipulate the baseball. There's a curveball down, and Votto will take that one. 2 ball, 2-strike count. Votto with a bit of time as he steps back into the batter's box. Wainwright with a long set, and now he'll turn it loose, and Votto calls timeout. This is as much a mind game competition between these two as it is a physical edge. As you can see, Wainwright pausing really on purpose to try to make Votto wait a little bit. He turned his head towards second base instead of the one look and then come back to pitch. He turned towards second, and he just sat there. Votto called timeout, and just as Votto called time, here comes the pitch to the plate. Now Wainwright will take a card out of the back of his right pocket and look at it. If nothing else, a tendency here to Votto, and Votto has a tendency to hit it into the gap, and he does that here. That's going to be a double into right center field. Lavarnway will score. 2-0 Reds. Votto now 2 for 2 on the night. Almost the same pitch from Wainwright there that Votto fouled off of his leg earlier and broke the bat. And that one, he just barrels up right into the right center field gap. And Mike Maddox, the Cardinals pitching coach, is out to the mound. It's the first time that the Reds have put hits together here against Wainwright, and they have got 3 of 4, and even the out by Winker was a line drive into left field. Now Jose Peraza will step to the plate, his first at bat of the night. Votto changing places with Lavarnway, and I'm sure Peraza would like to do the same here. Wainwright to the set. Stares back at Votto just for a second. Here's a ball looped in left center field. That's going to be a hit. They will wave Votto home. The throw from DeYoung not in time, and indeed Peraza does change places with Votto, and it's 3-0 Reds. First pitch swinging, Jose Peraza. He hit that ball right on the label of the bat, but it falls right in front of a charging Tyler O'Neill. And Votto will score from second. And the Reds are getting to one Adam Wainwright here in the third. Here's Yasiel Puig. Puig pretty much saw every pitch that Wainwright had in his first at-bat. And he hammers his breaking ball into right center field, and that is off the top of the wall. Puig will round first, and he will stay at first base. Peraza will score 4-0 Reds. I think Puig thought that was out of here. Because where that ball was hit, that's a double. And Puig was watching it, and he only gets to first base. There's no doubt that ball was tattooed, but you got to be standing on second. Now Scooter Gennett. And a pick to first base sends Puig back to the bag. Gennett chasing the breaking ball in the first go-round, and he waits on Wainwright here, and that misses off the plate away. 1-0. Reds seem to be much more aggressive this second time through the lineup. Malley swinging early in the count. Lavarnway hit the first pitch he saw. It has worked the Reds' way, at least thus far here in the third, as Gennett will take a backdoor breaking ball for strike one. Michael Wacha, a right-hander, begins to throw in the Cardinal pen. Gennett windmilling that bat as he waits on Wainwright. There goes Puig, swing and a miss, throw to second base. They got him. Puig caught stealing as DeYoung takes the throw, applies the tag, 2 down. It was a swing and a miss on the pitch by Gennett on a breaking ball inside. And you had to believe Puig was going to try to steal second base when he didn't make it on the ball that hit off the top of the wall. I think the Cardinals had to be thinking along those same lines. So now Gennett down in a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And Wainwright delivers, and that's hit hard, but right at Colton Wong. A one-hopper. Wong will throw out Gennett. Inning over. Reds have... Top of the fourth inning, Reds put a 4 spot on Adam Wainwright and the Cardinals in the bottom of the third. Now up 4-0 as Jose Martinez steps to the plate. This will be the second time through the Cardinal lineup for the right-hander Tyler Malley. Martinez, Goldschmidt, and the cleanup batter Tyler O'Neill. Malley has stayed down and away from these right-handed batters here in the early going. And the first pitch is on the inside corner. That's not where Lavarnway set, but it's a strike nonetheless. Martinez pops that bat back and forth, and he'll take a fastball up. And that'll even the count at a ball and a strike. Martinez never stops moving. He gets up to the plate. He's either moving dirt with his feet. He is stepping back and forth. He's waving the bat. Now he'll step back into the box. 2 ball, 1 strike count from Malley as that pitch missed well off the outside corner. LaVarnway will sit down there again. That will catch the outside edge, 2-2. Big arch of the bat by Martinez as he steps back in. Malley looking right over the top of the glove, pitch to the plate, and that's off the outside corner. That was a cut fastball from Malley, and he's run the count full. Malley back with a full count delivery, and he misses off the plate away, and he has walked the leadoff batter here in the fourth. Well, that is definitely not what you want to see if you're sitting in the Reds dugout. Put a 4 spot on the board, you do not want to see the leadoff batter put on base with a free pass. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. And he takes a fastball right on the outside corner. That's a strike. Goldschmidt waits, pitch to the plate, and that will cut off the outside corner. Evens the count of the ball and a strike. Goldschmidt's numbers not really where they normally would be at this time of the year as far as home runs and RBIs. But he is always a threat, even with the 4 strikeouts last night. Fouls that one off to the right side. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. Here to Paul Goldschmidt. Martinez, short lead at first. Malley back to the plate. Ground ball right side, and that's going to be through the infield. Jeanette could not get there. And that's a base hit. And the first 2 batters for the Cardinals are aboard here in the fourth. Now Tyler O'Neill. Malley's got to figure out a way to stop this right now. Back to the plate, and that one ripped foul down the left field line. A hanging breaking ball right in the heart of the plate. The impression early that neither of these starters, whether it be Malley or the veteran Wainwright, are going to be around too long. If the runs don't get them, the pitch count will. And a quick throw back to second base sends Martinez diving back into the bag. Malley will look back again. Jeanette's playing behind second base, so he's got easy access to the bag. And now Malley will step back off again. O'Neill readies. Malley will check second once, back to the plate. And there's a strike right over the outside corner. And he jumped ahead of O'Neill. No balls and 2 strikes. O'Neill choking up on the bat just a bit. He fouls that one off to the right side. A fastball running up and in. Well, with only 5 home runs on the year, but he has really been hitting the ball quite well as of late. As you heard Marty mention earlier, he's hit 500 over his last 7-8 ball games. But here is a double play ball. Short to second to first. 6-4-3, 2 down. On to third is Martinez. But if you're Tyler Mahle, you can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief after the double play ball. And now he's got to get Dexter Fowler here. Mahle got him via the strikeout. That was the first out back in the second inning. Now he's got to go get Fowler with a runner standing at third base. 2 down in the inning. Mahle out of the stretch, back to the plate. And a strike over the outside corner. Fastball down and away. Reds playing Fowler to pull not only in the infield but also in the outfield. They've got Winker shading towards right center field. Iglesias, Jeanette, and Votto all on the right field side of second. Ground ball that way, and it's going to be foul down the right field line. Cut that one in on the hands of Fowler, and he was right over the top of it. Now Mahle, a long look back in. Working with a new catcher in Lavarnway. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Fowler with a fastball upstairs. So after a walk.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on 700 WLW.
Phillip Ervin set to lead things off. Ervin, Iglesias, and the pitcher Mahle here against the right-hander Adam Wainwright. Tonight's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge contestant, well, that's Joe Listerman from Harrison, Ohio. And if a home run hit by a Reds player during tonight's game hits the Toyota sign, that's out in right center field between the PNC Power stacks. Well, Joe, you'll win a brand new 2019 Tundra, all courtesy of your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. Joe Listerman from Harrison, Ohio. Good luck. One pitch away, one pitch in, and Adam Wainwright has fallen behind 2-0 here to Phillip Ervin. There was no pitching behind in the count through the first 7 batters of this ball game for Wainwright. And a swing and a miss on a changeup inside, and Ervin right over the top of it. 2 balls and a strike. Long look in by Wainwright. The pitch to the plate, line drive right in the glove of the shortstop DeYoung. 1 down. He hit it hard. Right on the barrel for Phillip Ervin, but right at the shortstop, Paul DeYoung. 1 down, and here's Jose Iglesias. Back to the plate, Wainwright. Big curveball hangs up and in. 1 ball, no strike count. Wainwright definitely in need of a quick inning as Iglesias fouls that one to the right side, out of play. Reds put 4 on the board in the third. They lead this one 4-0. Wainwright to the plate. Slow breaking ball. Line drive into left field, and Iglesias is on the hit board. He'll be a 1-out base runner for Tyler Mahle. Reds had the 1 hit by Votto through the first 7 batters of this ball game. Tyler Mahle led off the third with a single in the left. And Reds have put bat to baseball quite rapidly since then. Malley steps in again. He squares to bunt, takes a curveball over the inside corner, and that's going to be a strike. Cardinals have both the third baseman Edman and the first baseman Goldschmidt charging on the play. Wainwright, the long hold. Now back to the plate. There goes the runner, and a swing and a drive through the left side of the infield. And Tyler Malley has his second hit of the ball game, and the Reds execute a hit and run to perfection. Iglesias took off for second. DeYoung vacated the shortstop position. Malley hits a curveball that was about ready to hit into the dirt, and he pulls it right through the left side of the infield. And now the Reds are in business yet again. First and third, and now here's Lavarnway. Lavarnway doubled in his first at-bat in a red uniform, and that came just a few moments ago in the bottom of the third inning, and he's got a chance to do some more damage here. Wainwright to the plate, and it looked like the Reds were putting on a safety squeeze there. Lavarnway squared around to bunt, and Iglesias was busting it back to third base. Curveball in the dirt. One ball, no strike count. The pitch. And that'll catch the outside corner. A breaking ball from Wainwright evens the count at a ball and a strike. Not sure if somebody missed a sign there or maybe the new fella got a little confused as he squared the bunt. I don't think Iglesias was thinking about coming until he saw him square around and maybe thought he had missed the sign. 1 ball, 1 strike count as Wainwright checks in with Kisner. There goes the runner, and another swing and a foul down the first baseline. And Tyler Malley was on the move there. So the Reds trying to put a whole lot of things in motion here. And probably more than anything else, trying to stay out of a double play and get that run home from third base. The one thing you can count on with Wainwright is he is around the plate the majority of the time. You just have to hope that when you are swinging with a runner in motion that it's not that curveball in the dirt. And that's exactly what that pitch was. Curveball in the dirt. Lavarnway lays off. It's a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Back in the box, Lavarnway. Long look in by Wainwright. He'll check third, staring right at Iglesias. Pitch to the plate, and that's lifted high into the air into right field. He hit it well, and you can kiss the baby. It's gone. How about that big fella? Ryan Lavarnway, a double his first time up. He goes opposite field into the Reds bullpen for a 3-run jack, and it is 7-0 Reds. Well, that's about the best hit and run you can get. You hit it and jog around the bases. That's about all that manager Mike Schilt wants to see of Adam Wainwright here tonight. He is out meeting with home plate umpire Carlos Torres. Looks like he's going to make a double switch, bringing on a new center fielder. Looks like Dexter Fowler is coming out of the ball game. Michael Walker coming into the game. The Cardinals have made a call to the bullpen. Tri-State 811 partners in safety want you to know what's below. Contact 811 before you dig. Changes in the works for the Cardinals will be
tomorrow morning at 5:30 on News Radio 700 WLW.
Michael Walker will come out of the Cardinals bullpen to take over for Adam Wainwright. That home run by Ryan Lavarnway traveled an estimated 363 feet, landing right in top of the Reds bullpen. This home run was powered by NOCO. NOCO start dead batteries. 7-0 Reds, all powered by career-high 4 RBIs by newcomer Ryan Lavarnway. Double 3-run homer. And a breaking ball in the dirt. Winker swings anyway, and that's strike one. No ball, 1 strike count here to Jesse Winker. And that fastball up and in, and that'll bend Winker back quickly. 1 ball, 1 strike count. For the longest time after coming out of Texas A&M, Michael Walker was considered quite the top pitching prospect as far as a starting pitcher goes, but he has been relegated to bullpen duty here for the last year and a half. 2 ball, 1 strike count here to Winker. And that's going to be up and in with a changeup, and it's a 3 ball, 1 strike count. Walker sets, turns it loose, and that's fouled straight back, a fastball away, and Winker was right on it. Walker's made 14 starts, but the ERA is 5.54. And he's allowed 18 home runs and 76 1/3 innings. That pitch fouled back again, another fastball away from Winker. Winker has run the count full. A long look in by Walker. As he readies, he kicks, he deals. Ground ball back up the middle off the glove of Walker. Winker has himself an infield hit. Hit the ball hard right back up the box. Walker jabbed at it with his glove, but he just couldn't get turned around in time. The 4th hit in the inning for the Reds. And that'll bring Joey Votto to the plate for the 3rd time in these first 4 innings. And Votto is already 2 for 2 here tonight. He has a single. He had a double with 1 out in the 3rd, and he'll stand in again with Winker at first base. Walker at the belt. And this one down the left field line, slicing to the corner, and it's just foul. Fastball away from Votto. Just had enough tail to it to land foul down the left field line. Winker will return to first base. No ball, 1 strike count here to Votto. Walker at the belt. The pitch. And a check swing by Votto, and that'll be called a strike on a changeup down and away. Changeup has always been the best pitch for Walker. He really jumps at you when he comes towards home plate. The jump makes the changeup that much more effective, but it also makes his control a bit suspect. No ball, 2 strike count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A fastball upstairs. And he got Votto in between, 2 down. Here's Jose Peraza. Peraza's seen 1 pitch tonight. He lifted it into left center field, drove Joey Votto home. take that one off the outside corner. A fastball down and away, 1-0. Walker turns it loose, and a breaking ball, and that will catch the outside corner. Looked like a slider there from Michael Walker. Evens the count at a ball and a strike here to Jose Peraza. Peraza was not in the starting lineup. He came on late after Eugenio Suarez was ejected from the ball game. That was back in the first inning. A fly ball into left. O'Neill has it. And the Reds are retired here in the fourth, but not before the 3-run home run by Ryan Lavarnway. Gives the Reds a 7-0.
The Reds offense tonight, and Tyler Mahle has had a whole lot to do with that, has taken the Reds right-hander to a 7-0 lead as we go to the top of the fifth inning. Colton Wong, Paul DeYoung, and the rookie catcher Andrew Kisner will apply their individual and collective talents against a Reds righty who so far tonight has given up 3 hits and pitched out of a jam in the fourth inning. He delivers to Wong, and the pitch is in for a call strike. In the fourth, Martinez walked, Goldschmidt singled, but then O'Neill bounced into a double play, and he struck out Dexter Fowler, the only time that he has really been in any kind of trouble tonight. The 0-1 pitch, and breaking ball misses to even the count. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And now the right-hander with a windup and the pitch, and it's a swing and a 2-hopper hit to second. The pickup and the throw by Jeanette, and there's 1 out. We don't often get a chance to visit with this man. We can recall with fond memories of the luncheon that we had a few years ago in Washington, D.C., and all he wanted to talk about was baseball, and all we wanted to talk about was politics. And now we got him tonight, and that would be the syndicated writer who is known worldwide in George Will. George, it's nice to have you in Cincinnati.
Great to be here, particularly when the Reds have become the 1927 Yankees for a night. This is great.
Tell us about yourself. You got a new book coming out. You said you devoted 5 weeks of your life to that book, and now you've been let out of jail, so to speak.
Well, it's called The Conservative Sensibility. It's about politics, but I only write about politics to support my baseball habit.
Oh, I don't doubt that a little bit.
Which gets worse and worse.
Here's a 1-0 pitch to DeYoung, and it's in for a call strike. Have you given any thought to writing another book on baseball? Because the one you wrote is one of the classics in our game.
That's why I'm here, actually, is I'm going to start a new baseball book about analytics and the effect it's had on baseball. My theory is that it's made hitting better, pitching better, fielding better, and the game worse.
Fly ball to center for out number 2, and I will not argue that point one single.
Well, you started with the word theory. That ought to tell you something about it right there.
Now, how much time would you devote to a book like that?
Well, this is so much fun because I get to go around to ballparks and talk to people who are interested in baseball.
Sure.
So it'll take me probably 2 years. I want it to come out in the spring of 2021. Which is the year the collective bargaining agreement expires, so it could be fireworks on that front. I hope not, because when baseball's talking about decimal points and money, and it's no fun.
No. Andrew Kisner takes a first pitch strike as Tyler Mahle tries to knock off the Cardinals in order here in the fifth. Reds have a 7-0 lead as we chat with George Will, who has stopped by Cincinnati, and courtesy of Bob Castellini, you stopped by our radio booth to visit briefly here tonight. The 0-1 pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. Have you been pretty much stationary lately in D.C.? Or?
I have. And bringing out a new book cut into my baseball time a lot, so I'm trying to make up for lost time. I grew up in Central Illinois,
right,
and became a Cub fan.
Which means, a ground ball to first. Votto has it. He will underhand to Mahle to end the inning. Stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Do it.
Quick inning for Tyler Mahle. We go back here in the bottom of the fifth, owning a 7-0 lead. They got Adam Wainwright out after 3 1/3. Michael Walker came in to work in relief, and now begins from scratch here in the top of the fifth, and he'll start it off with Yasiel Puig as we continue our visit with syndicated columnist George Will, who is in Cincinnati. You mentioned the fact that you grew up in Illinois. Dare I say you are a hopelessly enthusiastic and fervent and loyal Cubs fan?
And from that, it follows that I really don't like the Cardinals.
Yes, it does.
If the Cardinals were playing North Korea, I'd root for North Korea.
Well, I tell you what, you get a lot of agreement in this radio booth.
No doubt. That's strong right there now.
How about the Washington Nationals? I know you're a season ticket holder, and boy, they've really played well lately.
They started off horribly, dug a deep hole. They've been playing brilliantly, best record in baseball since May 24th.
Here's a flare into right that drops for a base hit, and that's how the fifth begins for Cincinnati. They got a road they got a tough road to hoe, though.
They do, because Atlanta's good and Atlanta's been playing well. Last night was the first of 14 games the Nats have remaining to play against the Braves, so their fate's in their own hands. But the Braves are really good.
I'm happy for Davey Martinez. He played here way back in the 80s and one of the truly nice people in the game of baseball, and I was a little bit worried about him last year. Maybe he's on more solid ground this season.
He is. The players like him. The fans like him. When you start that badly, rumors start, but the rumors have stopped. There's nothing like winning to cure a lot of problems.
No, God, we know that very well. Your love for the game of baseball is well documented. Here's a swing and a line drive into right, and that's a hit off the bat of Scooter Gennett. And Puig goes to second. Where did that come from? Was your dad a big baseball fan?
No one in my family liked baseball until I came along.
So how did it all happen?
I don't know. I mean, I was born in 1941. I became a Cub fan in 1948 when they were so bad that Phil Wrigley took out ads in the Chicago papers apologizing for the team. All my friends became Cardinal fans and grew up happy, and I became a gloomy conservative.
2 men on, nobody out. Phillip Ervin is fly to right and lined out to shortstop tonight. Red's trying to add to a 7-run lead, batting in the 5th inning against Walker, and the pitch is in for a call strike. So now where will your travels take you when you leave Cincinnati?
I'm going back to Washington tomorrow, and my next travels, I'm going to move around and try and see some more baseball on the road. Have you guys been to Washington yet?
We have not.
But you're coming. Good. Well, we'll have lunch again.
Yeah, that would be sensational. We come in August. We've got a 3-game series in Washington on the 12th, 13th, and 14th of August, Monday night, Tuesday night, and a Wednesday afternoon game.
Good. I'll see you then.
That would be wonderful, because we thoroughly enjoyed the last time we got together in D.C. and had a great luncheon and a lot of good conversation. The 0-2 pitch, and it's up high for a ball.
I'm old enough to remember when Wally Post and Roy McMillan and Ted Kluszewski and these guys were the class of baseball.
Well, there are 2 guys in this booth who remember that.
I can understand that.
That would not be me.
What I most remember is Kluszewski hitting 40 home runs with fewer strikeouts.
It's amazing. When you look at, I tell people all the time, check his track record out and see how many times he struck out. It's amazing. The man could put the bat on the ball.
We could use some of that today.
Without any question. Now the stretch and the pitch and the breaking ball is low, and it's 2-2. So the book on analytics, what type of research? Is it more conversation with people who are heavily immersed in this recent baseball craze?
Exactly. I came out here early today. I talked to Mike Maddox, the Cardinals pitching coach, to the Cardinals manager, some of the Cardinals players. It's mostly to find out how it actually affects how they're playing the game on the field. Analytics help you explain what you're seeing.
Correct.
You know, you can see a guy has a great cutter, and they'll say, well, he has a great spin rate. Well, thanks. I saw that already. So the question is, how much is analytics changing the way you manage and the way you play the game? And I'm not sure how much.
I had an old school baseball manager whose name will not be mentioned for obvious reasons, but he is still managing in Major League Baseball today, who told me earlier this season, if you don't embrace analytics, you're not going to find a job in the game today.
Absolutely. That's why the managers are getting younger and younger and younger,
correct,
as are the players.
And the video technology that we have turned now in our day and age is so much further along than what we had to look at when I was playing. I mean, you get fingers just turning. It's almost like an MRI of your pitching motion.
3-2 the count on Phillip Ervin. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. We'll see what David Bell opts to do with his runners, if anything, as Waka lets it go, and that pitch is fought off and fouled back and out of play. So how much time do you think, when do you know you feel comfortable with as much information as you possibly need to write a book, no pun intended, as analytical as this book you're getting ready to write?
When the deadline approaches.
That's a very good point.
Man's best friend is not a dog, it's a deadline. It makes you get it done and move on to the next picnic.
Do you set that ahead of time before you ever start all the research?
Yeah, I want the book to come out in March of 2021. March because people are hungry for baseball then. And 2021 because that's the year the collective bargaining agreement will be up, and we'll have some interesting discussions.
I pop up on the infield, played by Goldschmidt in fair territory, and that's the first out of the inning. And the batter now will be Jose Iglesias, who got in on the act in the last inning with a base hit and was on base when Ryan Lavarnway hit the home run that stakes the Reds to this current 7-run lead. So you were telling us you have a son who is a corporate attorney in Hong Kong?
I have another son who's a FBI agent. I have a daughter who's a photographer in Brooklyn, and a son who's a Down syndrome guy who works in the Washington Nationals clubhouse.
Here's a pitch, and it's taken for ball one. And at our age, it's nice to have youngsters that are gainfully employed, is it not?
Exactly. And out of the house.
1 ball and no strikes. How do you keep yourself in such great shape?
I've decided that martinis are a health food.
I don't know that martinis would be my drink of choice, but you're preaching to the choir. I don't disagree with that. Foul ball evens the count on Iglesias. 1 ball, 1 strike. So tell me the state of the newspaper business these days.
Well, it's a Darwinian world out there, the survival of the fittest, and a lot of them aren't surviving. I think they're going to figure out how to monetize the digital use of news.
Do you really?
I think people still want newspapers. They're breaking the habit of having the hard copy in their hand.
That's a hard habit to break.
It is a hard habit, but young people, you may have noticed, don't have our habits.
No, they don't.
And they hold the iPad.
Ground ball, diving stop by the third baseman on to second, and that's all they'll get. The forced play on the middle runner on the infield that put him at first and third, and that'll bring up Tyler Malley, who all he's done tonight is pitch shutout baseball for 5 innings and contribute a couple of hits and a couple of runs scored. So you think that's going to occur eventually?
I do. I don't know a young person who has a landline telephone. I don't know a young person who reads a hard copy of a newspaper. But there's a lot of good writing. It's online, and that may be where the newspaper talent migrates.
An undertaking like The Athletic, which I'm sure you're familiar with, and they seem to have
Love it.
an incredible source of revenue. They're hiring great writers all over the country, and it's really a wonderful undertaking. Hopefully they can keep their head above water and make it a situation that will be with us for many years to come.
I think so, and we're going to have more and more streaming of baseball.
Ground ball to third, and the throw on to first is in time.
I mean, I've got all
Game tracking and video highlights, along with up-to-the-moment stats, standings, breaking news, and more. Download MLB At Bat tonight. It's your #1 app for the Cincinnati Reds. Our thanks to George Will for stopping by and saying hello. And it's going to be a year and a half or so before the book comes out. He said the spring of 2021. But if you are analytically inclined, even if you're not analytically inclined, I liked his comment. It's good for hitting. It's good for pitching. It's terrible for baseball. That book will be coming out, and believe me when I tell you that when George Will writes anything, especially for our purposes, baseball, it is going to be a classic. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and Harrison Bader, who was part of a double switch back in the 4th inning, coming to the plate to bat for the first time tonight. And the pitch is swung on and hit up the middle, and that's a base hit.
He didn't wait around.
Not at all. And after coming off of a 1-2-3 fifth inning, Tyler Malley gives up a first pitch base hit to Bader, and we'll go back up top now for the third baseman, Tommy Edman, as we take a look at our Cincinnati Bell scoreboard stumper. Brought to you by First Financial Bank. We go beyond banking by putting you first. First Financial Bank member, FDIC. 5 players have played for the Reds at Great American Ballpark after making the All-Star team for the Cardinals earlier in their careers. 5 players have played for the Reds at GABP after making the All-Star team for the Cardinals earlier in their career. Who are they?
Scott Rowland.
Pitch. That's a ball, 1-1. That'd be correct. Some of these bad boys are tough now.
So they made the All-Star team as a Cardinal.
Correct.
And then played here.
That's correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a tough question. A little bit low for a ball. 2-1 to count. 82 pitches, if you're wondering, so far tonight for Tyler Malley.
Well, that's really hard.
You just gave you a clue.
Who'd he say?
He said next door.
Oh, Jim Edmonds.
That's perfect.
There you go.
2-1 pitch coming. Edmonds swings, ground ball into right field. That's a base hit. And the Cardinals have come out here in the 6th inning, trailing by 7 with back-to-back singles, Bader and now Edman, and the batter will be Jose Martinez. So you've got Edmonds, you have got Rowland. I'm going to tell you positions now because this is a tough deal. Let's see here. One remaining member of this list of 5 was an outfielder. I'll give you another clue on him, who later played with the Texas Rangers. Another one was a shortstop who played for a number of teams, not only the Reds and the Cardinals, but was a Cardinal All-Star in 1997.
Cabrera?
No. And the other guy was an All-Star with the Cardinals in 2000, 2003, and 2004. A 3-time All-Star with the Cardinals, and then played with the Reds in 2011, an infielder. Here's Martinez with 2 on and nobody out, and he takes a strike. This guy, who was a 3-time All-Star with the Cardinals, also played for the Miami Marlins, and I believe was a part of a World Championship team with that team. I don't know whether it was before he was a Cardinal or after. There's a called strike. I'm inclined to think he was with the Marlins after he left the Cardinals and before he came to the Reds. So now I'm going to run initials by you. I'm doing everything I can.
I'm scuffling. I can't think of it.
RC, RL, and ER.
Ryan Ludwig.
Bingo. RC and ER. Here's a pitch. Foul ball. Who?
ER?
Mm-hmm. He was a 3-time All-Star for the Cardinals in 2000, 2003, and 2004. Good player. Peanut Gallery not offering up any?
No idea.
It's a tough question. The 2 obvious ones you came out with, there's a foul out of play in Edmonds and in Rowland. And you just came up with Ludwig. Huh? RC, a shortstop.
Royce Clayton.
Bingo. Very good. And ER. Latin American player. If I could give you his wife's name and his kid's name, I'd do that too, but I don't know. Foul ball.
I have no idea.
Edgar Renteria.
I would have never gotten
No, I know. That's a tough question.
Wow.
You did good with the initials on Royce Clayton and Ryan Ludwig.
Royce Clayton came up when I was with the Giants.
He did. That's right. That's
came up
exactly
through the Giants
right.
organization.
Yeah. Tell you what, when he was on top of his game, he was a good player.
Good kid.
Foul ball. So the pitch count continues to mount here. Obviously, you give up back-to-back hits to begin an inning, and even though leading by 7 runs, funny things can happen, and I would imagine at this point in time, and given the number of pitches that Tyler Mahle has thrown, that David Bell will not hesitate to pull the plug here. He needs an out, and Martinez would be a prime suspect, but he continues to foul pitches off. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
He fouled it off.
Nope, fouled it off.
Just a piece of it. You know, Royce Clayton had to follow Ozzie Smith in
Correct.
St. Louis, and
Yep.
that is no easy task.
Martinez climbing back in. He'll be followed by Paul Goldschmidt. The Cardinals trying to come off the mat after the Reds scored 4 times in the third and then knocked out Adam Wainwright with a 3-run 4th inning. Ground ball, diving stop. They'll only get the out at first, and they did not. Votto had to hurry to the bag and could not get there in time and take the throw from Jeanette, who had to dive to his left to smother the ball and then get up and throw. And Martinez, going hard down the line from the get-go, is able to beat it in a photo finish at first base, and that loads him up with nobody out. Here is Paul Goldschmidt.
That's the kind of play when you see Jeanette make that play, especially after being hurt, you wonder, is he okay?
Yeah. But here's a critical point in the game right now, and you're saying, well, that's a stupid statement because the Reds are 7 runs up. But this guy right here could put them right back in it, or at least in a mental frame of mind to think they can come back. Yeah. And he is hacking and spins and misses, and he's down a strike. So Bader at third, Edman at second, and Martinez at first, none out. Here in the top of the 6th inning. And there's another swing, and I mean, he's playing good old-fashioned hardball with him right now to get out in front, no balls and 2 strikes. Looks like Lucas Sims. Matt Bowman warming up in the Reds bullpen. Now the stretch and on to the plate. And that is a very high fly ball hit into left. That'll get a run in, and the ball finally comes down in the glove of Irvin on the warning track. And a run scores, and the runner at second tags and goes to third, and it's 7-1. So the Cardinals are on the board on a long sac fly to left off the bat of Paul Goldschmidt.
Well, even though that ball was almost to the wall in left field, Irvin, with the throw to second base, he still keeps the double play in order with O'Neill coming to the plate, who has already hit in 1 double play here tonight.
That came back in the 4th inning. That was when they were trying to do some serious damage relatively early against Mahle after he had walked Martinez and Goldschmidt had single, but he induced a double play ball off the bat of O'Neill and then struck out Fowler to end the threat. Now the pitch to Tyler O'Neill, and that's foul straight back. Fans at Kroger, it's easy to place your order online and pick up at the store. Try it now at Kroger.com. Now the 0-1 pitch. And he checks it. Oh, he went. Plate umpire Torrey said, nope, you committed yourself on that fastball in. And for the second batter in a row now, Malley has gotten ahead 0-2 right out of the gate.
This guy swings now. He doesn't walk much.
The pitch. Blowing outside a ball, that time not chasing. And now the 1-2 offering. And O'Neill takes that pitch off the plate. So they're trying to get him to bite on that pitch down and away and well out of the strike zone. But Tyler O'Neill not having any of it at all. And the count all of a sudden is even at 2 after being 0-2. Checking the runners at first and third. And he's high and inside, and the count is full. I would imagine this would be his last pitch. If he loses O'Neill, and maybe even if he doesn't. This pitch, by the way, will be number 100. Line to left, a base hit. And it is 7-2. And David Bell is up and on his way to the stairwell, and that's going to be the last pitch thrown tonight by Tyler Malley. So the Cardinals have scored twice. I said David Bell, he's gone. Freddie Benavides, the bench coach, the acting manager since David Bell was ejected earlier tonight, and he's already signaled down to the bullpen to make a pitching change. So Malley pitches into the 6th inning, last 5 1/3, and leaves with a 7-2 lead. Matt Bowman will be coming on to pitch, and we'll be back in a moment. Who will come out of the plate and pinch hit from Michael Wacha. An inning that began with a base hit by Harrison Bader, then a single by Tommy Edman. Martinez beat out an infield hit to second to load him up. Goldschmidt lifted a sac fly to left, and most recently an RBI single to left by Tyler O'Neill spells the end of the night for Malley and brings Bowman on with 2 in, 2 on, and 1 out. And a pitch, and a ground ball slowly hit left side, and the flip on to second, and they don't get anybody. That gets a little bit tired now. As good as he's been defensively, he had a sure out at first base, and he flipped a rainbow up to the covering Scooter Gennett at second, and they don't get anybody. And as good a player as Jose Iglesias is, he doesn't need to be doing that type of thing.
I'm not sure even if it takes his hand and throws it to second that they get Tyler O'Neill. The play was at first.
And now I guess the Reds are going to challenge the decision. I don't know that there's any challenge to make here.
I don't either.
I mean, that's not even close. But they're going to challenge it, and that's not a good play at all. It's just unfortunate. As great a defensive player as he is, he had a surefire out at first base. So the runners advance. You don't have a play anywhere else. You cannot make a play like that.
Yeah, if you bobble the ball, that may be your one shot, but that was a clean play at first base, especially with Munoz running. That's a dead out. And that's now the second infield snafu that the Reds have made in this inning. Even with Gennett making a diving catch at second base, that should have been an out at first on the ball hit by Jose Martinez. And it
wasn't.
was not.
Why?
What's that?
Why wasn't it?
Because Votto didn't get back to the bag.
Yeah.
And Gennett had to slow his throw, had to slow his entire motion.
So they don't take very long to make a decision. The call is, as we said, safe, not even close. So the Barbasol Close Shave Manager Review brought to you by Barbasol Razors. Here's a no-brainer. Barbasol making razors. Try the Barbasol Ultra 6 Plus razor today. How'd they score that? Fielder's choice or a base hit?
That's got to be a fielder's choice.
I would certainly think so.
I mean, that's a dead out at first. They haven't put anything on the board.
So the base is loaded again with only one out. Colton Wong at the plate, and he takes a strike. Well, they've had 4 hits in the inning, not counting that ball. And they've got 8 hits on the board. That they've had to score without a base hit. Now the 0-1 pitch, and it's high for a ball. If that's a base hit, that's a bad scoring decision right there. Now the 1-1 coming to Wong. And it's off the plate for a ball. The count's 2-1.
I mean, if you throw that ball with your hand and you flip it up into the air like that, that's an error.
Correct.
But
even if you're not going to charge an error on the play, then it's got to be a fielder's choice. It cannot be a base hit because he had an out at first base and chose to give a 3-ring circus job. Two and 1 the count. Bowman. And Wong swings and fouls. It's 2-2. Paul DeYoung waiting on deck. And a play like that, you give the Cardinals even more of a reason to think now a really big inning.
Well, the problem here is if you make a mistake, it's a 7-6 ball game.
That's correct. Ready with a 2-2 pitch. That's a fly ball hit back into right center. That'll give it another run in. The catch made by Puig. And the runner tags and comes on to the plate. And everybody else advances. It is 7-3 now. And they're 2 away in the inning. So now the shortstop DeYoung stands in. He tonight has grounded into a double play and has also flied out to center. So we've had 3 scoring innings in this game to date. Here's a pitch to DeYoung, and that's pulled fair by third down the left field line. That's going to get 2 more runs in. DeYoung will go to second base, and it is now 7-5. The Cardinals have come off the mat big time. Freddie Benavides, the acting manager, right back to the mound, signals again down to the bullpen. He wants to make another pitching change, and the choice this time will be Jared Hughes. Will be Kisner. The young catcher has been up twice tonight and has grounded out both times. And Hughes coming with a pitch, and that's a breaking ball that drops in for a call strike. And that one is hammered into right center field. That ball is hit well. That ball is hit off the wall. And it is a 1-run game now on a double off the wall in right center by Kisner. And the Cardinals have come back with 6 runs here in the top of the 6th inning and trail by 1.
You wouldn't believe it if you weren't here to watch it.
No question. So the man who started it all off with a first pitch single back through the middle off of Tyler Malley to begin this inning now stands in to bat for the second time in Harrison Bader. And the tying run is at second with 2 out. Check swing, and it's too low, ball 1. On the inside, a call strike. Reds got 4 runs in the third, 3 in the fourth, and the Cardinals, 6 runners have crossed the plate in the 6th inning, and they are still batting with a tying run at second base and 2 out. The 1-1 pitch, and that's low, ball 2. And now it's a 3-1 count. Leadoff batter Tommy Edman would bat for the second time, but Bader extends the inning. And there's ball 4, and he walks. So Hughes comes on to give up an RBI double to Kisner, and now follows that up with a base on balls to Bader. And Tommy Edman, who singled and scored earlier in the inning, will bat for the second time indeed. Close the book on Tyler Mahle, 5 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a walk and 5 strikeouts. 1 ball and no strikes.
Reds bullpen has really had a rough go here lately.
Yep. The right-hander dealing and missing badly. 2 balls and no strikes. Now time has been called, and Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, makes a trip to the mound. This has been an inning in which I don't think anybody saw coming.
I mean, for the most part, the first 5 innings of this game was a runaway on the first base side.
No question.
But you put 6 on the board with a chance to tie the. You've got a chance to tie the game right now.
You got a chance to take the lead. We gave you the pitching line on Tyler Mahle. Matt Bowman works a third of an inning, gives up 2 hits and 2 runs, both of them earned. And now the 2-0 coming from Hughes. And that's a ground ball hit to Votto, and he boots it. And the runner comes around third. The throw to the plate will not be in time, and we've got a tie game at 7-7. Second mistake in the inning made by Joey Votto at first base. And that an error on a routine ground ball that obviously he wanted to do something with before he had it. It enables a tying run and Kisner to come around to score and tie the game up. And Bader goes to third, and the Cardinals continue to hit with Jose Martinez.
Well, it looked like it hit off the leg of Votto because it carried him directly towards second base. That allowed the runner to score all the way from second.
Now Martinez, infield hit earlier in the game. That was in the inning, rather. That was the ball he hit that Scooter Gennett kept in the infield on a diving stop, but could not get the throw off because Votto had not gotten to the bag. Martinez waving that bat low over the plate. Now, ready to hit position, and he checks his swing on a breaking ball that stays well off the plate, ball one. Seven runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Redlegs. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Cardinals. And right now, nobody throwing in the Reds bullpen. They've gone to Bowman. They have gone to Hughes. The runner at first goes. The pitch is taken in the dirt. That'll be a stolen base. And the Cardinals are really going for the kill now. Tommy Edman picking up his 4th stolen base. He's 4 for 4 since coming up from AAA Memphis in that department. Seems like the Cardinals have been batting for 3.5 hours here in the 6th inning. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Well, they have definitely taken Adam Wainwright off the hook.
They really have.
He was on the back end of a 7-0 deficit.
The kick and the pitch. Ball 3. 3-1 count. And he needs a strike, and Martinez looking to do some damage, and that pitch is a called strike on the inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This 3rd out has been extremely elusive. And now Hughes readies himself on the mound for the payoff pitch. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. And that's driven to deep left center field. That ball is going to be gone. And the Cardinals have scored 10 times here in the 6th inning. And they have taken a 10-7 lead. The Cardinal dugout is absolutely electric. And why not? Jose Martinez has just pounded his 9th home run of the year. Runs 8, 9, and 10 have crossed the plate in the 6th inning alone. And St. Louis has a 10-7 lead.
I was about to say it would not be a good scenario for Paul Goldschmidt to hit twice in the same inning with the bases loaded, but Jose Martinez took care of that.
Yes, he did. This one is hit hard and foul at 3rd base by Goldschmidt, who is 2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly, and that sac fly came earlier here in the inning. Going to be interesting to see when the last double-digit inning was scored against Reds pitching. I can't recall one. Of course, in my memory, it could have been day before yesterday. This is unbelievable. Foul ball to right. Now, I understand this ball club is playing underman. At the same time, if you are, and I'm quoting David Bell now today, he said this club is too talented and has too much ability. Well, if that's the case, then you've got to have guys that step in and pick up when you've got guys that are not able to play because of injury, and that woefully is not happening. Here's a ground ball foul at third. You enter an inning with a 7-0 lead, and you are now trailing 10-7. That can't happen. The 2-2 coming to Goldschmidt, and he pulls it foul.
Well, the problem that you have now is trying to regroup once you get the third out of this inning and go back to the dugout.
That's
correct.
You
still have ball game left to play, but you got to put some runs on the board.
Now the 2-2 pitch, and that's a strikeout swinging, and mercifully the inning is over.
Chasen Shreve, former New York Yankee, coming on for the Cardinals. This is only the second time that Shreve has pitched out of the Cardinal bullpen.
Ryan Laverne Way will lead things off for the Reds here in the bottom of the 6th inning. For those of you who may be scoring with us, the last 4 runs of that 10-run inning for the Cardinals, all unearned runs, and all 4 of those runs were charged against the pitcher of record now, and that would be Jared Hughes. Laverne Way has had quite a night in his Reds debut, an RBI double, a 3-run home run. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. You talk about having to regroup. It's more of a mental thing now than it is anything.
That's all it is.
I mean, you're sitting on a 7-0 lead, and your starter has pitched 5 innings of shutout baseball, and then the wheels come completely off, and you find yourself trailing by 3. There's a strike.
Well, when you come to the plate and you're hitting and it's 7-0, there's a lot of freedom and a lot of let's go get them, and now you shift that all the way to the other side. You're trailing by 3.
Yep. 1 ball and 1 strike on Laverne Way. He swings and dribbles it foul behind the plate. Jesse Winker on deck, to be followed by Joey Votto. You're listening tonight on your car and truck radio. Please remember to buckle your safety belt. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? Up and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chasen Shreve, S-H-R-E-V-E, coming with a break-even pitch, and Laverne Way strikes out swinging. Jesse Winker's 1 for 3 tonight.
All right, let's lighten this up a little bit. It is time for Ask Marty, and this is where we ask the Hall of Famer to give his thoughts on any subject, baseball or non-baseball. This one would qualify in the latter. Always presented by CBTS, and tonight's question comes from Allie in Cincinnati.
Allie in Cincinnati. Here's a high pop-up on the left side. The shortstop, DeYoung, will go to the outfield to get it 2 out.
Allie wants to know, Marty.
Aya.
With you having ties to both North Carolina and Ohio, who can claim first in flight, North Carolina or Ohio?
All I know is the first flight was made on the sand dunes down in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. That's all I know. Now, the Wright brothers, obviously from Dayton, Ohio, probably, I would imagine, drew the blueprints and the plans to build a contraption that would be able to fly, but the first flight ever was taken down close to the Atlantic Ocean in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, so I'd have to give the nod to the Tar Heel State. Not to be confused with the Blue Devil State. Tar Heel State. Here's Joey Votto. Ball 1.
There's your answer, Allie.
There it is, Allie.
If you'd like to suggest a topic for Ask Marty, tweet your question using the hashtag AskMarty, or you can send it via email at redzoneradio@reds.com. Thanks to the folks at CBTS, Technology Solutions for Business.
1 ball and no strikes on Votto with 2 out. He's 2 for 3, a double, a run batted in. And a foul back, and the count evens at 1.
This crowd went from a feeding frenzy for Reds runs to just silence.
That's the truth.
But a 10-run inning for the opposition will do that.
Yeah. Here's a 1-1. Check swing on a pitch low.
But now's the point where it takes offense to get your folks back in the ball game.
Yep. 2 balls and 1 strike. And a 3-1 count now with Jose Peraza due to bat next. Votto trying to get on with 2 out. And a check swing foul ball. That's, excuse me, contact right there by Votto.
One of those ones where you raise your hands up, but the backside of the bat drops just enough below the hands where the ball actually makes contact with the bat.
So a 3-2 count after a strikeout and a pop out. Jason Shreve flings that payoff pitch to Votto, and he hits it in the air over by the third base dugout. Third baseman over Edman and will not have a play. The recipient, from a pitching perspective, of this big Cardinal comeback, at least for the moment, would be Michael Wacha. He is a pitcher of record as far as a win is concerned. Jared Hughes would be on the losing end unless the Reds can rally and win this game. Votto takes ball forward. He's on with a walk. And Peraza will bat. Manager Mike Schilt out of the dugout, and he's on his way to the mound, and he signals not 5 steps away from the third base dugout that he wants to bring a right-hander in. So the wheels continue to turn here at Great America.
With a 2.72 ERA, and he has not had 1 start.
Peraza, who was part of a double switch, actually not a double switch, he had to come off the bench cold and for the first time in his big league career take over at third base after Eugenio Suarez was ejected following being called out on strikes in the bottom of the first inning. The inning ended, and then he hung around to argue the strikeout with plate umpire Carlos Torres. End result was he was thrown out, and so too was manager David Bell. So here's Peraza, and he takes a strike. A loss tonight, the Reds will be 9 games under 500 for the first time this season, and they will be 9 games back of front-running Chicago, the farthest they have been back the entire season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gant with a high hold, and he delivers. And that's line to left, and that's a base hit. So this coming after the first 2 batters had been retired, a walk to Votto and a line drive hit to left by Peraza, and that brings up the tie-in run in Yasiel Puig. He's had 2 hits, 1 to drive in a run. So the hits just keep on coming from this guy, and he's hoping he's got another one in that bat of his right now. Votto leading at at second base. Peraza off the bag at first. 10-7 Cardinals here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Gant pitches, and Puig takes ball 1. Last night, Cardinal manager Mike Schilt had to go get Gant. He brought him on in the 6th inning with 1 out. Iglesias doubled. Gratterall, the catcher, singled. And after he walked Josh Van Meter, they made the pitching change, bringing on Giovanni Gallego, and he got a double play ball off the bat of Winker to end the inning. Two and 0. Puig taking his time to climb back into the batter's box. Gant had to be thinking easy inning after getting 2 quick outs, but things have changed a bit as he pitches behind to the count to Puig, and that one is hit back into right field, but not well enough. The catch will be made, and the inning is over.
700 WLW.
Right-hander Robert Stevenson will come out of the Reds bullpen as he takes over for Jared Hughes. Stevenson, a rough night last night, but he is right back on the horse here tonight, and he'll get Tyler O'Neill to begin things, and then Jairo Munoz and Colton Wong, 4, 5, and 6 here in the Cardinal order. Stevenson out of the stretch, and he turns it loose. Fastball, strike 1 right on the outside corner. Set at the belt, back to the plate, and up and in with that heater. Right up above the hands of Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill 1 for 3 tonight. Back to the plate, Stevenson, and that one is up and in. Evidently, the Reds' powers that be, whether it be Derek Johnson or Lee Tunnell, the bullpen coach, have told Robert Stevenson he needs to throw more fastballs because that's all he's thrown here tonight. There's a breaking ball, and it's popped foul behind home plate. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Thirteen batters in a 10-run 6th inning after the Reds led this one 7-0. Reds had 4 in the 3rd, 3 more in the 4th, and now are looking up at the Cardinals. Stevenson with a 2-2, and a breaking ball misses in, and the count runs full. Stevenson sets right at the belt, and he'll turn it loose. And there's a breaking ball, strike 3 right on the money, 1 down. Tyler O'Neill, that one just locked him up. It was a breaking ball. It was high in the zone, but it cut right back over the inside corner. And that'll bring Jairo Munoz to the plate. Stevenson rocks back to the plate, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball right on the outside corner. And Munoz way out in front of that pitch. Back to the plate, pulled foul down the third baseline. A fastball right in on the hands of Munoz. And now Stevenson well ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. There's no doubt Stevenson has a good fastball. He steadily stays 95, 96. And that breaking ball has been good, too. He just happened to hang one last night. There's a ground ball left side. Peraza across in front of Iglesias. The throw in time, 2 down. So Stevenson with a couple of quick outs of O'Neill and Munoz, and now he'll face Colton Wong. Wong 1 for 2 tonight. Singled back in the second, a sacrifice fly driving homer run in the 6th. Reds shift around a bit to pull with Wong at the plate on the infield. And the first pitch misses inside from Stevenson. 1 ball, no strike count. Back to the plate. And up and away with that pitch. I'm not sure what that was. Two-0 count. Colton Wong. Now Stevenson turns it loose, and there's a breaking ball, strike right over the outside corner. Wong starts open and then closes with the front side, and he hammers this one foul down the right field line. He was sitting on breaking ball. He got a breaking ball, and he crushed it, but it was well fouled down the right field line. Two-two pitch coming from Stevenson, and here it is. And he misses up and away. That looks like a changeup that he's missing high and away to these left-handers. Wong has run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stevenson trying to retire the side in order. He'll need a strike to do it. And that one's popped foul. A fastball up and away, and Wong a bit tardy on that pitch. Stevenson back to the belt. Lavarnway sets away, and another breaking ball pulled foul down the right field line. That breaking ball that stays on the plate, down and into those left-handers, if it stays up, it runs right into the bat head. You hear the term back foot slider. You got to get it down lower than where Stevenson is throwing it right now. And he misses inside off the plate. And that'll be a 2-out walk here to Colton Wong. They'll bring Paul DeYoung to the plate. Every spot in the Cardinal order has at least 1 hit tonight. And DeYoung's hit was a double in that 10-run 6th inning. And stepping off the back of the mound is Stevenson. Can't go to sleep with Wong at first base. He will run. And the pitch. That is lifted high and deep to left, and it is now a 12-7 Cardinal lead. A 2-run home run for Paul DeYoung, his 15th of the year. And this game has gotten awfully ugly. Andrew Kisner, he's been behind the plate the whole night for the Cardinals. He will step in. He's 1 for 3, and he had a double. And there's a strike over the outside corner, a breaking ball from Stevenson. The 0-1. And that's going to miss a bit high. Another breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Stevenson turns it loose, and a swing and a miss. A fastball right in the heart of the plate, and Kisner was well short on that one. 1-2 count. Kisner getting some big league time with Yadier Molina on the injured list as that fastball misses outside. The veteran Matt Wieters doing most of the catching with Molina sideline. But as we have seen in the past, when Molina comes back, he is normally behind the plate on a regular basis. Check swing on a breaking ball. Kisner will strike out. But a 2-run home run by Paul DeJong with 2 out. And back to the hill, he'll get Jeanette Irvin and Jose Iglesias. 5, 6, and 7 here in the Reds order. Reds now find themselves trailing by 5. A 12-7 Cardinal lead as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. And a breaking ball misses just a bit down. 1 ball, no strike count here to Jeanette. Jeanette 1 for 3 tonight. Starting to even up that timing a bit at the plate. It just takes a while. The pitch. And he fouls that one to the left side, out of play. Fastball right on the outside corner from Gann. Reds got a couple of runners aboard with 2 outs in the 6th, but a fly ball by Puig ended that inning. And this ball fouled to the left side. Yeah, really rides that ball, the fastball especially, up in the strike zone. He is right at the top of the strike zone with Jeanette at the plate. Scooter back in the box. Dan nods and the pitch. And that one fouled to the left side, out of play. Dan has continued to stay with the fastball here against Jeanette. One ball, 2 strike count. Gant started and then stepped right off the back of the rubber. The kick, the pitch, and that one ripped into right field, but Munoz will have it. Jeanette hit it on a line, but he hit it right at Jairo Munoz, 1 down. Here's Phillip Ervin. Ervin hitless on the night. Hit the ball well to begin that 4th inning, but he lined it right at Paul DeJong, the Cardinal shortstop. First pitch swinging. He pops this one up to the right side, and it will fall harmlessly to the grass in front of the Reds dugout. It must be some kind of hot on the field of play, because there is not a whole lot of step on either club at this point in time. 0-1 from Gant. And that one ripped back up the middle, and Irvin has himself a hit. First hit of the night for the Reds left fielder, and he's aboard with one down for Jose Iglesias. Gant surprised Irvin with the first fastball. He did not surprise him there. Irvin was right on that one. Iglesias 1 for 3 here tonight. He has scored a run. Gant to the plate. And that one hit off the end of the bat, a breaking ball, and Iglesias will need a new bat. Iglesias definitely geared up for the fastball. He got the bat head out there, but the ball took a little bit of a turn. He caught it right off the end of the bat. Did not appear that Iglesias actually knew that the bat was broken until he looked down at it. New bat in hand, he'll step right back into the batter's box. Irvin takes his lead at first base. Gant to the set, back to the plate. And he's going to miss high with a fastball up and away. A 7-0 record out of the bullpen for Gant, and not one start. That doesn't happen very often. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, cutting off the outside corner. Iglesias whipping that bat back and forth as he waits on the 1-2 pitch here. Gant with a long hold, turns it loose, and it's popped up down the right field line, slicing towards the seats and out of play. Kisner runs through the signs. Gant back to the high hold. Catcher sets on the outside corner, and Gant turns it loose. And a ground ball headed to the shortstop. DeYoung on to Wong, on to Goldschmidt. 6-4-3 double play. That will end
This reminder, 4 for 48 weekends are back this season. Cheer on the Reds when they take on the Rockies July 26th through 28th. And save thanks to Mike's Car Wash. Buy 4 view-level tickets and receive 4 Reds caps for only $48. Take advantage of this great deal at Reds.com/4 for 48. Top of the 8th, and Jimmy Herget becomes pitcher number 5 for the Redlegs tonight. Cardinals have been equal opportunity. Every pitcher the Reds have run out there, they've scored against. And now Herget takes over for his second relief appearance in as many nights. He pitched a 9th inning scoreless frame as the wind-up pitcher for the Redlegs last night, and now he comes on after Robert Stevenson worked an inning, gave up a hit and 2 runs with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Harrison Bader will be the leadoff batter here in the 9th inning for the Cardinals, and the 8th inning rather. And the first pitch is taken for ball 1. Reds have out hit the Cardinals 14-12. The trail 12-7. That pitch is strike, and it's 1-1. And the fastball is up and away. 2-1 the count. And now it's a 3-1 count. And tonight, another game in which the Reds do not get the required number of innings out of their starter. Granted, Tyler Mahle went 5 innings or 5 shutout innings, but then the wheels fell off for him in the 6th and left after 5 1/3, having thrown 100 pitches. A similar circumstance last night for Tanner Roark, and nobody will ever convince me that you got a bunch of starting pitchers that go 5 every now and then, throw in a 6th inning, and you're going to win with that over the long haul. I do not believe it. High fly ball hit to left. 3 converge, and Phillip Ervin stands in foul territory to make the catch for out number 1.
I think it's just hard to maintain that over a long period of time.
I agree.
I think you can do it in the beginning of the season when starters are trying to get themselves lengthened out. But I think as you go along, you're just going to burn your bullpen out.
And if this ball club wants to show vast improvement next year, they are going to have to figure a way where they can get pitchers that can give them some length.
But, I mean, this is what's going on, it seems like, all over baseball. It seems like the starting pitchers are pitching 5, maybe 6, and then it's all bullpen. I don't know how you sustain that.
Here's a foul ball out of play, and Tommy Edman behind in the count now at no balls and 2 strikes. We're going to look down to LeVarn Way for the side, and now the wind up in the 0-2 pitch, and that's in the air and should be caught by Jesse Winker in center field, and there are 2 out in the inning. Jose Martinez, he had a backbreaker, but he will not hit.
Edmund Sosa.
Yep, Edmundo Sosa will come to the plate and pinch hit. Saw him in a pinch hit role here last night. That pitch is fouled out of play on 1.
This guy comes off the bench swinging the bat. He's not taking anything.
No. And he hits a shot to third. Nice pick by Peraza. The throw on across is in time, and the inning is
come out of the Cardinal bullpen. Leon coming on for the 28th time with a 6.52 ERA for the Cardinal right-hander.
Pitch in line on John Gant, 1 1/3. He gave up 2 hits, and now he turns it over to the right-hander Leon. Josh Van Meter was at third base and made the pick on the ground ball off the bat of Sosa to end the 8th inning. He had come in at the top of the inning to play third, with Peraza moving over to play shortstop, and Iglesias out of the game. And first pitch hitting, Van Meter hits a screamer into right, and that's a base hit. That'll bring up Jesse Winker. When you come see the Reds, by all means, be sure you've downloaded Ballpark. That is the official Great American Ballpark app. Check into the game to unlock special offers, exclusive content, and seat upgrades. Download Ballpark for free and play Baseball Bingo, presented by Dynegy. Ryan LeVarn Way. And Leon pauses long enough to take a nap. And LeVarn Way steps out of the batter's box. This has been a memorable performance by this young man tonight. He is the first player in Reds history, or since RBIs were at first entered the game as a stat. Here's a long fly ball to center, and he has homered for the 2nd time tonight.
Better add to that RBI stat.
I better upgrade that. 2-run home run for LeVarn Way, his 2nd homer to make it a 12-9 ball game. He has driven in a total of 6 runs tonight. And the Reds now trail by 3 at 12-9. I was saying before his home run interrupted me that he became the first Red in history to debut with 4 runs batted in since RBIs came in as a stat back in 1920. And Dominic Leone's stay on the mound turns out to be a brief one. He gives up a single to Van Meter, a 2-run home run to LaVarn Way, and Mike Schilt, leaving nothing to chance, is going to go right back to his bullpen. We'll return in just a moment, but also recorded a strikeout. So now DeWink, 1 for 4 tonight, will stand in to hit. Fastball strike. The 2-home-run game, by the way, for Ryan LaVarn Way is the first 2-home-run ball game he's had since, while a member of the Boston Red Sox in 2011, hit 2 home runs against the Baltimore Orioles in a game. And now it's 1-1 to count. Reds are pulled to within 3 runs. I'll tell you what, it'd be a crying shame now to get beat when you had 9 runs on 16 hits. That pitch way outside, 2-1.
Well, if they're going to win this one, they got to have more than that.
Correct.
That's just the way it is right now.
But that's a serious indictment against your pitching staff. When you score 9 runs at least up to this point on 16 hits, and you're losing by 3. Of course, the defense stunk in that 10-run 6th inning. 3-1 now on Winker. Adam Wainwright, 3 1/3. Then Michael Wacha, Chasen Shreve, John Gant, Dominic Leone, and now Andrew Miller. And a swing and a miss and a full count. During your next trip to the ballpark, visit concession stands for the Kroger Meal Deal. That includes a hot dog, a Coke, pop chips, and during this homestand, Ocean Spray Craisins. Be sure to pick up Craisins at Kroger stores throughout Reds country. I'll be at the Blue Ash Kroger from 10 to noon tomorrow. If you're in the neighborhood, stop by and say hello. There's ball 4. That is only the second base on balls allowed tonight by Cardinal pitching. And Mike Schilt back, obviously managing this game like the 7th game of the World Series.
Mike Maddox.
Mike Maddox. I thought Mike Schilt was coming back to make another pitching change, but not the case at all. Of course, you got another left-handed bat in Votto. The inning began against Leone on the base hit by Van Meter. Then the second home run of the night delivered by Ryan LaVarn Way, and now a base on balls issued by new pitcher lefty Andrew Miller to Jesse Winker. And now Votto stands in. He's been on 3 times tonight, single, double, and a walk. He has been retired only once, and he's knocked in a run.
Well, that meeting by Maddox may have been just to give Carlos Martinez a bit of extra time to warm in the bullpen.
Here's a foul ball. Well, you got the right-handed batters coming up back-to-back after Votto and Jose Peraza and Yasiel Puig. That ball apparently
must have caught
Kisner
behind the plate
on his elbow or forearm, because the trainer of the Cardinals is out along with the manager to check out Andrew Kisner and make sure he's all right. Apparently he is. "21 runs, 28 hits.
And we're not in Colorado.
That's correct. The pitch. Call strike. Big breaking ball. Votto was bailing. Counts no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. It's all for Joey Votto. So 1 gone here in the 8th inning for the Reds, and Mike Schilt on his way to the mound. That means that Carlos Martinez is going to be coming out of the bullpen. Or is he? Nope. He came to the top step and now has settled down. No, he's going to allow Miller, the left-hander, to face Peraza, the right-hand batter. He's had 2 hits and 3 at-bats. And he sends a high fly ball back into left field. That ball hit pretty well, but not well enough. On the warning track, the catch is made.
Tyler O'Neill forgot there was somebody on base.
And they're 2 out. Young man's concentration.
Wow.
Going lacking a little bit out there and left. They're fortunate.
He caught the ball, and I thought he looked like he was about to flip it into the stands. That would have been something.
Here's Yasiel Puig. He had a chance to do some serious damage in the 6th inning with 2 on and 2 out. Fly to right. 2 singles tonight. Reds trail by 3, batting in the bottom of the 8th. Michael Lorenzen now loosening in the Reds bullpen, so apparently he'll pitch a 9th inning. Swing and a foul ball. Way back. After 1 inning of baseball, Eugenio Suarez and manager David Bell were thrown out of the game. The strike 1 pitch. 1-1 to count. And in getting thrown out, David Bell set a record. 7 ejections on the season. No Reds manager has ever been thrown out of that many games over the course of 1 baseball season. But David Bell has done it with 7 tonight. That pitch gets off the glove of Kisner, and jogging on down to second base is Jesse Winker. So 2-1 count on Puig. Charge Andrew Miller with a wild pitch. Time call now as Puig backs away from the plate. In case you're wondering, this is the first time that a Reds pitching staff has allowed 10 runs in an inning since 2016 when the Rockies did it in a game in Denver. Swing and a miss. Now make that July 26, 2015. It was the 3rd inning at Coors Field when the Rockies scored 10 times. So if you're counting, just a fraction, a week shy of 4 years. But 10-run innings don't fall off of trees like apples. Runner at second, 2 out, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss to end the inning. 2 runs, 2. Jimmy Herget back for an encore. We are in the 9th inning where it'll be Paul Goldschmidt to start things off for the Cardinals, who own a 3-run lead. Goldschmidt's had 2 hits tonight, an RBI. And so far, Jimmy Herget has been the only I said the only Reds pitcher not to have given up anything by way of run production. First pitch hitting, a hard hit ground ball to Scooter Gennett. He throws on to first.
Our Cincinnati Bell question of the game was this. Christened the Gold Dust Twins, Raleigh Eastwick and Will McEnany were the two young relievers who emerged as critical components to the great Big Red Machine bullpens of 75 and 76.
Ain't it the truth?
Your question, which one of these pitchers also pitched for the Cardinals during his career?
Call strike to Tyler O'Neill.
A was Eastwick, B was McEnany, and then they threw a little juice in there for you. They both pitched for the Cardinals, and for some reason you drank that juice. Do you want to stay with that sip, or you want to switch?
You're a wordsmith, man. You know what? I don't think so. You are an absolute wordsmith. And for some reason, you drank that juice. That's good.
I've been called a lot of things, but that ain't one of them.
Yeah, well, I just did. I am going to make another probably fatal mistake in changing my guess. I'm going to say McEnany was the one guy who pitched for the Cardinals. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm going to ask you like I did last night. Are you sure you want to change?
Yeah, I am.
All right, let's have a look. The answer was C.
Both of them.
Both of them. I didn't know that. Both Eastwick and McEnany came up through the Reds system. Eastwick was traded to the Cardinals on June 15th of 1977 and spent the balance of that season with the Cardinals before signing as a free agent with the Yankees. The Reds dealt McEnany to the Expos in the Tony Perez trade after the 76 season and after spending 78 with the Pirates. What a question.
I don't care. High fly ball hit foul to right, and Puig makes a catch.
McEnany spent his final major league season with the Cardinals in 1979.
God bless him. So I ask you tomorrow night. Thank God. I am thrilled.
You had it right. You had it right last night.
2 nights in a row.
That's right.
I got to rethink these last-second changes. Jairo Munoz with 2 out. Soft liner caught by Gennett. We go to the bottom of the ninth.
On News Radio 700 WLW.
Carlos Martinez will come out of the Cardinal pen looking for his 7th save. Manager Mike Schilt has gone to Martinez more times than anyone else since Jordan Hicks went on the injured list. Former starter, got some electric stuff.
37,652 show up for tonight's Titanic struggle. 37,652. Scooter Gennett will be the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the ninth. Andrew Miller works an inning. He walked a batter. He struck out 2 and threw a wild pitch. Martinez to the wind and onto the plate. Swing and a miss. Grounded foul, strike 2 and nothing. Derek Dietrich with a bat in his hand down in the Reds dugout. Here's a pitch, and the foul is out of play. You've got Gennett now. You've got Irvin on deck. And then you've got the pitcher's spot coming up. Obviously, Dietrich would bat for Jimmy Herget, who acquitted himself well tonight. Back comes the right-hander Martinez, and it's a swing and a miss, and that's a punch-out. Phillip Irvin had his first base hit back in the 7th. He's 1 for 4.
What happened to our scoreboard? Oh, there it is.
It's back. Breaking ball, low and away, ball one. Grounded foul. 7-10 tomorrow night. Reds will run Luis Castillo out there. He'll be trying to get his 10th win of the season against right-hander Miles Michaelis. Big swing, and he comes up empty, 1-2. Big fireworks show coming up after this game tonight. Margaritaville. What tonight was dubbed. I think Jimmy Buffett was here last night at Riverbend. That pitch is inside, 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, one out. Irvin trying to get on for the second time. Not this time. He commits on a bad ball down and away, and it's back-to-back punch-outs for Martinez. He'll go to work now with two out on Derek Dietrich. So Dietrich off the bench with two out here in the home half of inning number 9, and he checks his swing, and that cost him a strike. .213 batter with 19 home runs and 43 runs batted in. That's lined into right center, and that's a hit. That ball will go all the way to the wall, and Dietrich will coast into second base with a stand-up double. Josh Van Meter, who's 1 for 1, will get another at-bat. He led the 8th inning off and singled sharply into right on the first pitch, and then walked home on the 2-run home run to center, the second of the night, by the man waiting in the on-deck circle right now, and Ryan Lavarnway.
Really many times that you'd like to see your number 9 hitter get to the plate in the 9th inning, but I'd like to see that happen right here.
No kidding.
He could have some kind of night.
Ball one. Now we got a big meeting on the mound. The shortstop comes in to Young, the second baseman trotting in, catcher going out, third baseman coming in. So a rather protracted meeting that now breaks up, and everybody goes their separate ways. And Meter will step back into the batter's box with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Obviously, the thinking for the Cardinals here, we don't want to bring the tying run to the plate, especially as Jeff just alluded to, the kind of night that Ryan Lavarnway has had in his Cincinnati Reds debut. 6 RBIs, 2 home runs. That's a ball, 2-0. Dietrich taking the lead at second. Martinez pitching behind in the count. And he flings it to the plate, and that misses, and it's a 3-ball, no-strike count.
Wow.
Pitch away from bringing the tie-in run to the plate. Van Meter will be taken all the way on this 3-0 pitch, and that's way inside. He walked him on 4 straight. Here comes Mike Maddox. He's worn a path out between the dugout on the third base side and the mound. He'll make one more trip out there trying to come up with something that'll enable young Martinez to get over the hump here. He got back-to-back strikeouts at the expense of Jeanette and Urban, but then Dietrich off the bench with a pinch hit double, and a 4-pitch walk ensued for Josh Van Meter. Here's the way this night has gone for LaVarnway. He doubled in a run in his first at-bat as a Red in the third. He hit a 3-run home run to right in the fourth inning. And then after striking out in the sixth, get a 2-run home run off Dominic Leone to straightaway center in the last inning. So, comes to the plate here with 2 out and 2 on. He's a tying run. The pitch. Ball 1. Outfield about as deep as you can possibly play somebody. I mean, they are spread out and they are deep, left, center, and right. 12-9 Cardinals, 2 on, 2 out, bottom of inning number 9, and now LaVarnway backs away from the plate. Such is the amount of time taken by Carlos Martinez. Now the runners take their leads. A right-hander comes to the belt, kicks and delivers, and that's ball 2. This with a breaking ball inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
6 straight balls.
Yep. Warrenway levels the bat, windmills it once, waits on the 2-0 delivery. It's on the way, and he takes a strike. 2-1. Dietrich at second. Josh Van Meter at first, 2 out. The right-handed batter waiting on the pitch. And he takes another strike. Another breaking ball. So he's come back to get the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2 to the plate. And that's in the dirt. Dug out on the bounce by catcher Kisner in a 3-2 count. I mean, he's seeing a steady diet of breaking balls.
And that one Martinez really tried to get on, and he bounced it in front of home plate.
Kisner out of the box, making the Cardinal right-hander wait. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runners will be going, and here comes a payoff pitch. And LaVarnway takes ball 4, and they are loaded. Martinez looked like he wanted that pitch from here. It looked a mite high. So they are filled now, and how about capping off the night with a grand slam here to win it 14-13 or 13-12, whatever. LaVarnway is going to give away to a runner at first base. Sonny Gray comes off the bench to run for Ryan LaVarnway at first, who capped off a good at-bat. So now it'll be Jesse Winker, 1 for 4 with a walk. Runners at every base, right-hander on the mound, left-handed batter at the plate. Martinez works and is taken off the plate outside. Ball 1. A whole bunch of concern emanating at the moment from that Cardinal dugout. from the windup and the 1-0 to the plate. And a rocket by the first baseman into right field, base hit. And 2 runs are going to score. Jesse Winker delivers. It's a 1-run ball game at 12-11.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Score Dietrich, score Van Meter. Send the pinch runner Gray to third base. And now Joey Votto stands in. And they'll have another big meeting on the mound. It really looked like it was going to be routine the way this inning began with back-to-back strikeouts, and then it started. Derek Dietrich, a pinch hit double. And then back-to-back walks to Van Meter and LaVarn Way, setting the stage for Winker's rocket by the diving first baseman Goldschmidt into right to knock in 2 runs and bring the Reds back to within 1. And now, squarely on the shoulders of Joey Votto with 2 out. He struck out in the 8th inning. The tying run at third. The pitch on the way. Votto takes a strike. All of this occurring after 2 were out and nobody was on base. Martinez, a long look in for the sign. And now time has been called as Votto backs away from the plate. 24 pitches have been thrown here in the 9th inning by Carlos Martinez. Votto waiting on a 1-strike pitch. Grounded foul, and he's in a hole at 0-2. So Martinez may be feeling a little bit better about his situation right now, but he's still 1 strike to go. Votto looking for a pitch to extend the inning and at the least tie this game up. Maybe Martinez bounces one. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it's up and away, a ball. Sonny Gray, a member in good standing of the Reds rotation, came off the bench to run for LaVarn Way after his walk set the stage for the Winker 2-run single. He's standing at third base. J.R. House, the third base coach, a word for Gray as he takes the lead. The winning run over at first base in Winker. Martinez taking a lot of time, and now he stretches on the GABP mound, and he turns it loose. And Votto swings and grounds to Goldschmidt, and he goes to the bag, and that, as they say, is that. The Reds with a devastating loss. The Cardinals with a tremendously uplifting win as they rally from 7-0 down to win this game in a monumental Great American